Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Congress must correct an injustice for these veterans. This is an opinion piece that was written by Tom Jerkowski. Tom, thank you so much for your opinion piece as an opinion contributor on The Hill. This came out, let's see, August 18th, 2025, and I am sharing it with you guys here today. This is something that we have seen often in the comments. And people are always asking, what is the status? Where are we at with this? There's a few different pieces of legislation out there that folks are waiting to see move. This is one of them. So let's jump into it. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate it. Every thumbs up, every minute watched really does help the channel. I appreciate your support so very much. And thank you to all you members. Thank you to all you subscribers. Thank you to everybody that views and hits the thumbs up. Those things really do matter. Many hands do make light work, and together we can inform more of us out there, our brothers and sisters to the left and right. And remember, some of this stuff, it's just not going to apply to you, or maybe you've heard it before because I did it a month and a half ago or a month ago. Keep in mind that we have new viewers, new subscribers, always coming onto the channel, and we don't want to leave anybody behind because, quite frankly, we were all left behind for way too long. So here we are. All right, now let's jump into it. The headline here is Congress must correct an injustice facing combat injured veterans. I'm really, I guess, trying to create more awareness on this specific subject. And for those that don't know, this is the Major Richard Star Act. And look, if you would be impacted by the passage of the Major Richard Star Act, well then, obviously you've probably already reached out to your congressional members, both on the House and the Senate side, to let them know you want them to support it. There is a lot of bipartisan support already, and we're hoping we can continue to keep the momentum going and see if this can get included into the NDAA. But we need to keep the fire burning. There are plenty of groups out there that have things that they want to get done, and they are loud and vocal about it. Frankly, veterans aren't usually the loudest group, and sadly, I think that it's because we don't think that we need to be. It seems like it should just be obvious. However, well, closed mouths don't get fed, right? So there is that. Now, if this does not impact you directly, it does impact one of our brothers or sisters, and all the support out there. It does not impact me, but I am trying to share the word, and I am reaching out to congressional members to let them know that this is something that needs to move, because I believe in it. If you believe in it, then reach out and support it. All right, this month marks the 4th anniversary of a dreadful event, the attack at Abbey Gate in Afghanistan, where 13 service members were killed and 45 wounded in our disastrous withdrawal from that country. The event also serves as a reminder of the injustices that affects our injured combat veterans, an injustice that Congress must now correct. Under current policy, 54,000 combat injured veterans who are forced to medically retire. I want to stop there. Medically retire, not medically discharge, different group of people, okay? Medically retire, must medically retire, okay? So retiring is different. You're getting a retirement check because you have essentially proven that you were going to utilize the military as a means to retirement, right? And unfortunately, due to situations, you have now been forced to medically retire. Somebody who's been in for 2 years, not to discount it, but it's a different situation. You were in for 2 years and you end up getting hurt and you get medically discharged. That's a different situation than being medically retired. All right, so let's move on. Medically retired with less than 20 years of service lose $1 of earned Defense Department retirement pay for every dollar they receive in Veterans Affairs disability pay, an unjust offset that essentially serves as a wounded veterans tax. Reducing the retirement pay of a combat disabled veteran to save money in the Defense Department personnel account is simply wrong. Saving money on the backs of our service members is not how a nation should treat those who volunteer to represent their country and risk life and limb. This injustice can be remedied by passing the Major Richard Star Act. The bill is named in honor of Major Richard Star, a U.S. Army veteran who died after being diagnosed with lung cancer, horrifically, right? Died from lung cancer linked to his toxic burn pit exposure. Military retirement pay is earned through years of service. Disability pay is compensation intended to help make up income veterans might lose in the future due to service-related injuries or health conditions. Reducing one because of a combat-injured veteran receives another is not in line with the purposes of either earned benefit. That's why they don't do it to retirees who have over a 50% disability rating. They're not offsetting, going, oh, well, you're getting VA money, so we're going to go ahead and reduce your retirement. That seems a bit ludicrous. All right, moving on. Many detractors of the Major Richard Star Act say the bill is too expensive. The price should not even be a conversation when it comes to this. It is what it is. It's the right thing to do. We got to do it. Let's move forward. So they say that the bill is too expensive at an estimated $8 billion over 10 years. This represents a 0.1% of the current Defense Department budget, a small price to pay for compensating veterans. Let me say this to the cost cutters of the world, said Senator Richard Blumenthal, a strong supporter of the act. We are coming together on a bipartisan basis. You can slash and trash elsewhere, but not on the backs of our heroes. Despite the Major Richard Star Act's widespread bipartisan support each year, this is what's frustrating, each year in both the House and the Senate, the legislation has yet to be included in the National Defense Authorization Act. This year, the proposed legislation currently has 76 senators who have co-sponsored and 298 House co-sponsors. It remains one of the most co-sponsored bills in either chamber. Last year, the proposed legislation had 74 co-sponsors in the Senate and 326 in the House. It's time for Congress to put these sentiments into action and move forward with this long-sought fix on behalf of tens of thousands of combat-injured military retirees. A few weeks ago, Blumenthal, along with Senators Mike Crapo and Elizabeth Warren, announced they are filing the Richard Star Act as an amendment to the annual must-pass National Defense Authorization Act. There we go. Sometimes it's better if I don't try to read. All right. Blumenthal said passage of the legislation would correct one of the deepest injustices in our present veterans disability system. He said veterans are being penalized for being wounded. It's about simple justice and fairness. How does a piece of legislation that will correct a clear injustice that has garnered so much support in both the Senate and House fall apart each year? There is an apparent say-do gap for many lawmakers. Lawmakers who say they support the bill when it is proposed, but who fail to raise their hand and vote yes and do. Political leaders such as Blumenthal, Crapo, and Warren, I don't know. I mean, he's not my representative or senator. I'm hoping I say it right. All right. So they're telling their colleagues to do what they say. So again, this is a bipartisan effort here. The three represent both blue and red, are telling their colleagues to do what they say about supporting a piece of legislation. Hopefully, partisanship is not a consideration on the issue. Partisanship has absolutely no place in deciding how to properly compensate veterans who were injured in a war doing what their country asked them to do. Look, really, partisanship has nothing to do with veterans. Veterans issues should absolutely always 100%, regardless of the veteran issue, should be viewed from a bipartisan perspective. All right, so moving on here. A perfect example is Army veteran Dan Nevins, who was forced to retire after losing both his legs in combat in Iraq. After 36 surgeries and an 18-month stay at Walter Reed National Medical Center and a painful and lengthy recovery process, Nevins soon discovered that he was prohibited from receiving both his full retirement pay and disability compensation. Nevins says his message to Congress is simple: honor the country's commitment to veterans. We should keep our promises, he says. Keeping the all-volunteer force strong requires meaningful support of the warfighter. Those in uniform must understand that our nation will keep its promises and not attempt to cut costs by unfairly limiting their service-earned benefits. Passing this legislation would serve as a message that those in Congress intend to keep this promise, not just for current veterans, but for future generations as well. And thank you again, Tom Jerkowski. We really appreciate your effort in spreading the word. For those that don't know, Tom is a retired Navy Rear Admiral who served on active duty for 31 years and a board member of the Military Officers Association of America, great organization. And also, he is the author of The Secret Sauce of Organizational Success, Communications and Leadership on the same page. He has served as an adjunct instructor at Ann Arundel Community College in Annapolis, and that is Tom. Tom, if you happen to be watching this, love to have you on the channel. If anybody knows Tom, please reach out, jason@veteransinfotap.com. Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, I really do appreciate every single one of you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.